Good evening, Facebook, and welcome to Deep Conversations and Transformations. My name is Lynette, and my intention behind these interviews is that everyone involved positively transforms. And tonight I have an incredible guest. I have Susie Mollison. Susie is an entrepreneur, and she believes that her success comes down to her mindset and her personal development work. Susie and I met in September last year at an incredible personal development seminar, and if anyone's watching who knows me out there knows I love personal development. This seminar it's been running for 46 years. It comes from America, and Susie was the one that took a risk and brought it to the UK. So I'm so excited to get her on because she stands up, she takes risks, she's courageous, she's powerful, she's so motivating. So hopefully she's got my tag. Susie, are you there? I did try to tag you. Let me try and see if I can find you. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to invite Susie on. And if you have any questions throughout this, then you can just ask away. I've been really excited for this all day. Susie is amazing. There she is. Just come on. It's going to work. We came on before, but Susie didn't have her headset on, and for some reason it's real. There you go. Yes, working.
Headset on.
Earphones on. Welcome, Susie. How are you?
Thank you. Really good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Sorry, I should have mentioned get the headset on because for some reason my voice comes back to me and I can't hear what you're saying.
And I know to do that. I just completely forgot actually. Let's see if that's better with that. No, it's better close. Okay, that's cool.
Amazing. So welcome. I'm so excited to have you on here.
Thanks for having me.
You know, I'm just sharing with the audience how powerful you are. And first I want to ask, like, this personal development journey, when did it start, and like, why did it start? How did it start?
Well, I think it probably started about 18 years ago, but I didn't even realise that it started. So really, really long story short, my mum became really unwell, and she became unwell with ME. That's what she was diagnosed with. And I think that must have been about, oh my gosh, actually about 30 years ago. So
wow.
Nobody really knew what it was. And of course, she had all these challenges of trying to find out what was going on with her, etc., etc. Long story short, somebody eventually recommended that she go and try clinical aromatherapy. She tried it and it made her feel better. So she then decided that it would be a really good idea for her to learn more about it. But we knew that at that time she wasn't capable of doing that on her own. So I said to her, look, I'll do it with you. But here's the really interesting thing. I was in a career that I was really unhappy in, like really unhappy, to the stage where I'd actually got up one morning and was physically sick at the thought of going to my work. But I still went because I'd been brought up that way that, like, you know, your arm would have to be cut off before you couldn't go.
Yeah.
So
what was it you were doing?
Oh, I'm not going to say.
Oh, you're not going to say.
Just because I don't
Something
want to,
that was horrendous.
You know, I don't want to be disrespectful about any company or anything. Do you know, it just wasn't for me. So I was really, really unhappy. And I remember going to work that day and someone saying to me, if you could do anything in the world, what would it be? And I said, I'd like to be a physio, because I was dead into sports. But I knew that I couldn't afford to take like 4 years out of my life to go and study, or at least I didn't believe I could. Financially, time-wise, all of that. But interestingly, when Mum said about the clinical aromatherapy, we found a diploma that we could do at weekends, and it lasted a year and a half. Both of us qualified. Mum used the oils to help like heal herself. I went straight on to becoming a clinical aromatherapist, so I started working as a therapist straight away. Noticed a gap in the market for sports therapy and retrained to become a sports massage therapist. So it's really interesting that was the journey. When I'd said I wanted to be a sports physio, I ended up being a sports massage therapist. But actually, the journey of clinical aromatherapy meant that I had to start studying healing, energy, all that type of thing. So that was really when it started, which would have been in fact, it would have been about 18 years ago, Lynette.
Wow, that's 80s.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, but I didn't realise that that's really what I was studying as such, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, So from there, I mean, on your bio, you said that you had mentors, you were following people in the personal development industry, and somebody had suggested the Millionaire Mind book to you.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Which I'm actually reading now, so I'm so excited to hear your journey with that, because I've only been reading it for 2 months. I've read it twice. I'm now on the third time, and I've noticed a shift. I've noticed more opportunities. I've noticed a lot happening, like positive things. So tell me about your journey with the Millionaire Mindset book.
So again, what happened was eventually, I loved my therapy work. Absolutely loved it. Was grateful every single day. I was a therapist for 15 years. Never ever had a bad day. It was absolutely incredible. But for anybody that is a therapist, and I'm talking about a body therapist, anybody that's a body therapist knows that your body can only cope with it for so long. You become physically and mentally exhausted. There are only so many hours a day that you can work, and there's a cap on your income, and there's actually only so many people you can help. So because I'd started doing more personal development, again, I realised that I wanted more. So I was running my own business as a therapist, and I realised I wanted more. And what I wanted was some business that would allow me to help more people, allow me to travel the world, because that was a passion of mine, pick and choose my own hours, not be stuck to appointments, because I was stuck to appointments, still be able to carry on with my personal development, and actually have a really good financial income as well. So that's that. Again, I'd put it out to the universe, and unbelievably, a doctor from America came my path, introduced me to a new business, which is my new skin business. And it's ticked every box for me. So I've been working alongside New Skin for 10 years, and I have mentors. I have the most incredible mentors in that business. So one of my mentors, Peggy Crock, who is an amazing, amazing woman, I had a block. I could only get so far in my business, and I wasn't able to keep going. And I spoke with her and said, I feel like I've just got this block. And she said, it's money. You actually don't believe that you're worthy of money. Now, I come from a really working class family. I'm going to say poor. We were a poor family. And if mum and dad are listening, I know they won't mind me saying that. They've done incredibly well for themselves. But as a child growing up, we lived in one of the worst areas of Falkirk. Although I had a phenomenal childhood, because I had all the love in the world, but we had no money, or very little money. So a Saturday night we would sit and share. Do you remember the bars bottles of Iron Brew, the glass bars bottles of Iron Brew? We had them. One of them between the four of us every Saturday night. That was our treat.
And you got to, and did you not get 10p for when you took the bottle back as well?
So I'd never ever experienced huge financial success. Even when I had my business, there was only so much I could earn. And so my mentor said to me, you have got a block when it comes to finances. You need to read this book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And I'll do, if someone has a life that I aspire to be like, I'll do exactly what they tell me to do. If someone has a life that I don't, absolutely. If someone has a life that I don't want, I won't listen to them.
Do the opposite.
Yeah. And it's not about being disrespectful. It's about knowing what I want, looking at people that I aspire to be like, and taking on their advice. And it makes me laugh how people take the advice of people that they don't want to be like. It blows my mind. So she said to me to read this book. So I read the book, and it was life-changing for me. It was
definitely
huge shift for me. So now I'm going on and on. The reason it was a huge shift is because all the way through the book, you'll love this one, Lynette, all the way through the book, it kept talking about, oh my gosh, I can't actually believe I'm going to say this live, right? It kept talking about a seminar called Millionaire Mind Intensive. And every page I was reading, it was talking about it. And I knew that I was being told about this seminar. So I went online, I looked online, and lo and behold, it was in London that weekend.
Of course it was.
This was the Monday. It was the weekend. Can you hear the dog?
Yeah.
I knew he was going to do that. Anyway, it was the Friday was when it started. Now, there is absolutely no way I could go on the course. I just couldn't do it. The Friday, I had a full day of clinic. So I had clients back to back. The Friday night I had a party to go to. The Saturday we had a speaker flying in to do an event for us from Iceland. The Saturday evening we were doing an evening for him. And on the Sunday I'd organised a walk up the hills with all my team and this gentleman. So there was absolutely no way that I could go to that seminar. The universe was screaming at me. So I went. I went to the seminar. I made my apologies.
Amazing.
And I went. And I took my husband with me, and it literally changed their lives. Changed their life.
Wow. I've got goosebumps. You trusted, you listened.
Absolutely. Definitely.
And when was this? Incredible. So how many years ago was this?
That would have been about 6 years ago, I would have said. And that was the very first. It was the very first big shift for me. The very first one. Yep.
And was that your first seminar that you'd been on?
No.
You'd been on a few before? Because I know you've done Tony Robbins as well.
I had done Tony Robbins. I had done some Louise Hay workshops. I had done Joseph McClendon. I don't know if you know Joseph McClendon.
Oh, yeah, because well, he comes on for Tony,
That's right. So he has his own seminars as well.
Right,
so
okay.
I had done them as well. And they were all brilliant. Like every seminar I've done is brilliant.
You always get so much out of them, don't you?
Yeah. But and I think it's transformational for you depending on where you are at that time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So then you end up traveling America, New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
And your friend, a good friend of yours, asked you to come on another personal development seminar.
Yes.
What was your reply?
Absolutely no way am I doing that. I'm personally developed out my head. It was my exact words to her. I'm just going to see what this dog's doing. I think I actually know. He's playing with a toy, and I think it's went underneath the cabinet, which it's done. Come on then, let me get it. Come on.
Get him involved, let us see.
Oh, Teddy.
Listen, this is good because a few weeks ago when I was doing once, a neighbour knocked on the door and I'd left my car door window open and I had to leave my guest who, you know, is Iona, you've met her. Yeah. And she was kind of like, oh, hi, with my live audience. So don't worry, these things happen.
Facebook Lives are the best for that though, aren't they?
I know, you're like, can't control the outside world, which is just like life. So you said no to your friend, and then what happened? I love this story. You've told me this a couple of times. That's why I'm like getting it out you.
So, she's a really good friend of mine. And she said to me to come along in this personal development. And I was like, absolutely not. I'm personally developed out my head. And I'd actually, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind or Millionaire Mind Intensive, they had recommended they teach you how to manage your money. I'm backtracking, but I think this is important. They teach you how to manage your money. And one of the things that they tell you to do is invest 10% of your income into personal growth. Now, that doesn't have to be personal growth the way that I invest. I invest all in the personal development world. But for others, it might be in a degree or it might be in whatever it is for them to personally grow them. Yeah. So when Millionaire Mind told me to do that, I've always stuck by that. So when my friend asked me to do this, it was the beginning of the year and it was like, I'll do my seminars later on in the year because at the moment I'm travelling. I want to experience America. I'm experiencing New Zealand. I don't want to sit in a classroom for 3 days. I want to just continue to travel. And she said, just come. I'm like, no, I'm not coming. I am not coming. There's absolutely nothing wrong with me at the moment. I'm in a brilliant place in my life. My relationships are great. I'm traveling the world. My income's great. Business is great. I'm happy. Why would I want to do it? And she said, you would want to do it because you'd want to spend time with me. Just come. Like it's not even up for discussion. You're coming. I'm booking your space and you're coming. And even if it means you just have to hang out with me for 3 days, Susie, then that's what you do. You just hang out with me for 3 days. I'm
Love
like,
it.
Right, okay, I'll come. And I was almost a little bit angry,
resistant.
Yeah, and just like, here we go. And I walked into the seminar and I looked around and I was a bit full of attitude, like, I so don't need this. I am almost a bit arrogant. I'm so more advanced than these people. Like, hilarious. By day 2, I'm on the floor in tears going, oh my gosh, I'm the worst out of them all. Oh my gosh, I've got so much stuff to work through. I thought I was perfect. I can't believe it.
This happened to me with Sai, because
Oh.
obviously, like, our mutual friend invited me, Emma,
Yes.
and I said yes, but what I went in there thinking I'm just going to get a wee bit top up of energy. And I was the same on the Saturday.
Crazy. Just
Crying
yeah.
my eyes out, thinking it's me that needed this more than anyone else in the room.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, it was amazing. And it was the second biggest shift I've ever had in my life. It was the main shift I've ever had. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind put me on a track to start to believe in money and that I was worthy and deserving. Sai completely transformed my life on every single level imaginable. And I'll be grateful every day of my life for it. Every day. It's just, yeah. So
it is. It's incredible. So you done that course, and they do a trilogy of courses. So there's 3 courses. Did you just straight away book into the next one, or did you take your time with it?
Like, I wanted to book into the next one straight away, but like, you're going to laugh at this one. I didn't know if I'd get back into the country because I didn't know how much time I was allowed in America, because I had been in America for 3 months on an ESTA.
Yeah.
I'd left because they tell you have to significantly leave. So I went down to New Zealand for a month. And when I came back, they almost didn't let me into the country because they were like, well, why do you want to come back? I said, because I'm just doing a bit more travelling. Well, how are you making an income? I'm like, well, I'm a businesswoman and I'm an entrepreneur and I make money online. So they couldn't get their head around, how can someone take 3 months out and then come back and take more time out and not be working in our system? And, you know, they couldn't get their head around it. So it was actually a big challenge to get back into the country to do the PSI seminars. Because when I came back from New Zealand, I went straight to PSI seminars before then doing another, 2.5 months in America. So when they spoke about the next course, which is called Life Success Course, which is at their ranch, and the ranch has had people like Bob Proctor there, Wayne Dyer, you know, some of your top people. Of course I wanted to go there. Even just to have the energy of those people would be like massive for me. So I said to Kathy, who is head of training, oh, absolutely, I'm definitely coming to do PSI 7. Here's my deposit. I'm not sure if I'm going to get back into the country, but let's go for it anyway. To which she responded, well, I'm not taking your deposit until we know you're coming back into the country, Susie. I wouldn't do that. So let's just find you can get back in first. And so it was about 8 months before I came back to do it, to do the Life Success course. And for me, that was enough time because I needed the time to process what was called the PSI Basic, which is the first 3 days. So that gave me enough time to process it, went to the ranch, and I didn't think anything could be better than PSI Basic until I'd done the Life Success course.
Oh my God, I've got goosebumps because I'm going in November. Yes.
It's the second best thing I've ever done in my life. My first was marry my husband. That was my second, by far. And I don't think anything will ever compare to it. Unbelievable.
Incredible.
Unbelievable.
Somebody's asking what's the course called. So we're talking about PSI Basic Seminar, and it's spelled PSI, PSI Basic. And the incredible thing is, Susie took a risk. So when she had this incredible experience, she realised she had to bring it to the UK, to Europe. So, Susie, you brought this course last March.
Mm-hmm. That's
for
right.
the first time.
That's right.
To Scotland. And since then, it's been here 3 times. And it's coming back for a 4th time, this time to London, Gatwick.
Yes.
Like, can I just, like, give you, like, just a massive pat on your back, because the impact that you've had on so many people's lives, and people that I love dearly, the impact that it's had on their lives, like, is just, I'm speechless. It's an incredible course, and the fact I've experienced it now twice, and I believe that I will be involved with this for the rest of my life, because it's so in alignment with my vision, my values, everything I'm about.
Yeah.
So I just want to, like, praise you right now and tell us about that journey. How did you just decide, right, I'm bringing it to the UK?
So Thank you, first of all, for that. I really appreciate it, Lynette. And again, this is, I never ever want to be disrespectful about another human being, because I don't believe that we need to be. But sometimes through my personal development journey, I've came across mentors, coaches who haven't practiced what they preach. They've not been in alignment, they've not been authentic, and that's upset me. But that happens in every walk of life. It doesn't matter if it's in personal development, if it's in religion, if it's in, we're not going to get, I know that it's called, our conversation is deep conversations, but let's not get too deep. But we see it all the time, that people are not authentic, and here it's because they've got things to work through. It's not a judgment, it's just one of those things. But when you're going through your personal development journey and you're investing money and time into people who are then not who they say they are, it knocks you. And I had experienced that a couple of times, not a lot, but a couple of times. And what happened I'm naturally cynical. I don't know if every human being is or not. I'm not sure.
I'm not. I'm gullible. I'm like, I don't believe anything.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of the opposite. And it's funny because I'm much better now because size helped me with this, but I'll distrust a person before I trust a person. Not anymore, but that's how I would always be. Yep. So when I went on to PSI Basic, of course I was resistant. I enjoyed the course. There was an upsell to the Life Success course, but it wasn't a hard upsell. So I felt comfortable with that because I understand business and it's the next step. And they said, it really help you. So I went on Life Success course, still a little bit resistant, wanting to see if these people, these tutors, these teachers actually walked their talk. And so the full week, I embraced the full week. I loved every moment of it. It was incredible. But there's a part of me watching all the tutors. How are they showing up? What are they doing? Are they being who they say they are? And I couldn't find fault anywhere, like nowhere. And on the last day, I sat speaking to, this is incredible because we've got this gentleman visiting Edinburgh. I sat speaking to a gentleman called Chuck Morris, and I'd instantly connected with him. And I think I connected with him because one of my backgrounds is military. I was an ex-soldier, an ex-army girl. Yep. And Chuck was very militant, very regimented, very like, do. I love that. I absolutely love structure, militant discipline. I thrive on it. Like Darren Hardy for the Compound Effect is one of my favourite people because he is like, do. And I have had to learn to soften because I'm so like, do. Anyway, so I sat with Chuck and I asked him some personal questions just to see what his answers would be. And I'm not going to go through the full story because I'm actually going to share it in Edinburgh when he comes to Edinburgh because he'll be so shocked when he hears it. But he shared something with me that made me go, you guys walk your talk. You are so authentic, you're so real, and I love everything about you. But I'd watched every trainer show up the same. So I left the ranch knowing that it had been life-changing for me. Teddy, what are you? He's wanting outside now. Knowing that it had been life-changing for me and knowing that I had to share it with as many people in the UK as possible. And so I just kind of took as you said, a leap of faith. And I said, let's bring it to Scotland. Let's see what happens. People from America that I'd met flew over. They spent their own time and money to come and help assist that seminar. They didn't get paid for it. It was 100% voluntary. They flew over. They assisted with it because PSI Basic has never ever been in Europe. It's run in America for 46 years. It has never been. It's actually the US's longest standing personal development.
Yeah, it is.
Never ever been in Europe. So where did we even start? So all these people that had experience and had been associated with PSI seminars for many years, they all flew over. And of course, the seminar ran on the weekend of Beast from the East. Oh my gosh, Lynette, I couldn't believe it.
I bet you were like, oh my, this is like the biggest challenge to date. It must have been. I can't imagine.
Oh, well, two of the helpers, Pam and Jeff Kawaguchi, who are dear, dear friends of mine, they stayed at our house. So I said to them, come and stay at our house. So they stayed at our house. I think the Beast from the East hit on the Wednesday. The seminar was starting on the Friday and I am freaking out. I'm like, how's people going to get here? And people were flying from all over the world to do this seminar. And I'm in tears and I'm freaking out. And Pamela's sitting quite calmly saying, your seminar's already started. It doesn't start on Friday. It started today. How are you going to show up and how are you going to handle it? And I'm like, whoa, freaking out, like, oh, I don't know, I can't handle this. The unbelievable thing is every single tutor and helper had to fly in from abroad and all made it. Every one of them. We still actually don't know. There was one girl that was on the last flight that landed into Scotland. The last flight.
That's brilliant.
There was people in Scotland didn't make the seminar that had signed up for it, but yet people from America and Canada, they'd all made it. It was just crazy. Anyway, I totally digress. So
no, it's good.
What happened was, in my head, it was a one-off. We were only going to do it once. It was never going to get done again. And really, quite selfishly, it was because it was predominantly my network were there. And I knew that if my network had experienced this, I would have a different relationship with them because I'd be able to call them out on their BS. Because we're so full of our own excuses, our own stories. And if you're not doing personal development and someone calls you out on it, you just think they're rude. Whereas I knew that I could say to them, well, how's that working for you in your life? And I could call them out. So we does the first one, but because not everybody could make it, I didn't want to refund them, but I wanted them to experience it. So I thought, well, I'll bring it back for a second time. That was one of the reasons. And the second reason is, again, life-changing for me. On the Saturday evening, so Kathy Quinlan Perez is Director of Training. I adore the woman, absolutely adore her. She is
my hero.
Oh, powerhouse. I've never met anybody like her. Anyway, she was a trainer on the first PSI in Edinburgh. On the Saturday evening, you know what happens on the Saturday evening, Lynette?
Yep.
The Saturday evening for me when I done my basic was the life changer for me, and it is for many people. So on Saturday evening, we done what we do on the Saturday evening. Everybody left the seminar room and all the helpers get together. And we all got together and Kathy looked at me. I'll never forget it. She burst out crying. Now, you know the strength of that woman. You know the power of her. You know, just like, she doesn't cry. And I just looked at her and I was like, why are you crying? Like, what? And I'm in tears thinking, why is she crying? And she just turned around and she looked at me and she went, Susie, do you realise the impact? Now, this isn't from a place of ego. Do you realise the impact you've had on these people? Because you had a vision and you were brave enough to bring this to Scotland, you have helped influence, I think there's maybe about 42 of us, 42 people in this seminar room. And she's like, that's huge. And that for me, I was just like,
yeah, I can feel it.
But it was the honesty of her. It was the emotion of her. It was like, she wasn't playing at it. She knew that it was the start of something huge, and that together, people like you, like Paul, like, you know, Jackie, Rachel, Anne, Amanda, and everybody's like, who are these people that Susie's mentioning? These are people who are now volunteering their time to help bring the next one back to Scotland, not Scotland, to the UK. And, you know, it's just, oh my gosh, it's just incredible. And none of us get paid for what we do. We do it because we love to do it. We're so passionate about the difference that it makes in people's lives. And we know that it just works. It just works.
It just works.
That was a really long answer, wasn't it?
No, but when you were sharing that about, you know, Kathy trying there, I could really feel like me getting emotional because I know Kathy and she's like incredible. She's, just so amazing. And, you know, Susie, it is true because obviously you've done that first one and say, I don't know how you said 45 people. You've done the second one and that's the one I got to attend. And, you know, the people in that room, we all transformed. And then when I went back and I volunteered, I got to watch 3 people who are very special to me transform. And it was, again, like even more powerful, I think, because I was just watching amazing human beings in my life, just getting it.
Yep. It's the greatest gift you can give someone.
It's the greatest gift.
Absolutely. And I just believe as human beings, that's what we're here to do. We're here to learn and to pass that on to other people. And if we become the best versions of ourselves, then we can make a huge, huge impact. I see people giving back on an unbelievable scale, and they're able to do that because of the work they've done on themselves initially. And you have to do that work on yourself initially to be able to give back on that humongous scale. And I just think that's what every human being wants. If they get to the right core of it, you know, yes, we've got our certain needs about love and connection, and actually talking about connection. It's phenomenal that we've got the internet and we've got all these things, that ways in how we can connect. But what we are losing is human connection, touch, feel, love, that type of connection. And PSI Seminars brings that all back together. And you sit in a room with people where you feel truly connected and you feel as one. And it's not often you get the opportunity to feel that. And it's so powerful, so powerful.
And I think, like, I've been to many seminars and I love them all dearly, but I think that was one of the differences between the other ones, is that the connection in that room is like something I've never experienced before. Like, it makes me want to cry thinking about it, because it was so deep, like, you know, the last day. Just how open everyone becomes, and how we really truly understand that we are all one and that we're all there to support each other. And then PSI, it feels like, becomes a family, you know.
Absolutely.
It's so beautiful, and I wish other people could experience that connection.
I know, it's just, and you know, it's a cynical, skeptical Susie. I would say to everybody, if you are that type of person, embrace it, that's who you are. But see, for just a short period of time, put it to the side, believe in yourself enough that you deserve this, and invest in yourself. Just invest in yourself and come along and experience it. And the great thing about the seminar is, if you don't get anything from it, it's actually money back guarantee. So you get your money back. Like,
so you win whatever way.
Absolutely.
Somebody asked, actually, what is the most important thing that you've learned about yourself on this journey, Susie?
The importance of helping another human being, by far. I mean, I've always been quite a selfish person, and the biggest thing about, which is funny, because when I look at my career choices and, you know, therapy and all of that, I think I helped without actually realising I was doing it, but consciously helping another human being, that's it. I'm going into stories, just that's the biggest thing. Definitely.
That's my friend Francesca just saying she's sent a registration. Francesca, I can't wait to do this with you, because I'm going to be there too. You can share my hotel room. Because I can't, that's just, if I could have every single person that I love in that room, my life would be made.
Yeah, I agree with you.
My job would be done here.
Yep, absolutely agree with you. And you just can't, you know, it's like going to Hawaii. You don't know what it's going to be like unless you actually go there. You can look at the pictures and wish and want, but unless you experience it, you know. But if you gave me the choice of Hawaii or PSI Seminars, I would choose PSI Seminars all the time. I choose
PSI Seminars every time. It's funny, because when I had Kathy on and I was interviewing her just before the last PSI Basic, we talked about that. We were talking about how, you know, you go on holiday wanting to, like, escape your life and feel amazing, and you get there, and if you've not done any personal development work, you're like, fuck, this is shite too. You know, you're like, maybe your family are annoying you and you're just like, oh, the heat, and you're getting really pissed off. You know, I remember being younger and going on abroad, and I was still with myself though, so I was still like angry and raging inside. So when you go to PSI, you really do get a holiday, because you like the best holiday of your life.
Totally. It's just,
so you are making a huge impact, you're creating a huge ripple effect, right? So what do you want your legacy to be when you leave this planet? What would you like the words that people would say about you? How would you like people to remember you by?
The person that helps other people. Like that's it. It's just like I just want to help. And it doesn't matter on what level, whether that just be a small impact on someone or a huge impact on someone. But I want to impact other human beings to have a better life and to show up better and be able to help other people do the same. You know, in a world where we have so many people with self-confidence issues, self-love issues, mental health issues, physical issues, like it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. It takes nothing to turn around to another human being and say good morning, give them a smile, whatever. And that alone can have a huge, huge impact on another human being, yet we don't do it. And we don't do it because it's like, well, what's that other person going to think of me? And the rubbish that we make up in our head. So I want to be known as the person that inspired other people to make a better life. That's it.
Amazing. And I think also what you get from what I certainly got from the seminar was that I was actually important, and that as human beings we are important, and when you realize and understand how important you are, then you show up bigger.
Yeah, definitely. And we are all important. That is the key thing, like you said, Lynette. And everybody deserves to feel that. Everybody deserves to feel that. Because again, and I think they say, I think it's in PSI seminars that they say it, when you first came into this earth, someone looked at you and loved you. It might have been the midwife that delivered you. It might have been your mum. It might have been your dad. Like, you know, we all have such stories behind us. Some of us have tragic circumstances in how they came into the earth. But when you first came into this earth, somebody looked at you and loved you because you were important. And so if you came into the earth being important, then you should still feel that today, but you don't because of all the conditions and programs that have been put inside of you as you grew up, regardless if it was a really good upbringing or a really challenging upbringing. You know, it's just, that's we just need to feel important to help that other person feel important as well.
Yeah, it's powerful stuff.
Mm-hmm. It really is. It really is. So, yeah.
So the next PSI Basic Seminar, Susie, which we will both be at, and we would love to share with others, is this October, the 18th, the 19th and the 20th at the Sophie Hotel down in London, Gatwick Airport.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. And if anyone out there feels like this resonates with them, that maybe they want to look a bit deeper and really understand human beings on another level, then reach out to Susie and I. Like, we can share with you how you can get signed up.
Yeah, definitely. We'd love to help people with that. We'd really love to help people with that.
Is there anything else you want to share tonight?
Do you know,
before we sort of end this conversation?
There's nothing else I'd like to share, but there is something I'd like to say. And that is just a huge, huge, huge thank you to you for the impact that you make in the world and the impact that you have on other people. Because I don't think you actually realise how huge and powerful you are. And like, I have so many people who comment on you as a human being, how your energy is, how you come across, how you give. And you're one of the most incredible people I've come across. Your energy is amazing, Lynette. It's absolutely amazing. And I feel so, so happy that Emma did introduce us and that you came on that PSI seminars. I mean, I don't even think you thought about it. I just think you said to Emma, I'm there, I'm coming, and that's it. You made that commitment. You actually brought people with you without even knowing what it was going to be. Then the next one came along, you were like, I'm going to help out and I'm bringing people. And with a woman that's already so busy, because you've got such a busy life, you know, being a mum, and then everything that you're doing to set up your own business and help people, and then the Facebook Lives that you do, the contribution that you give to the world is incredible, absolutely incredible. And I'll just love you for it. You're a beautiful human being. You really are.
You get me crying up like oh God, thank you. Thanks for that overwhelm of love.
You're very welcome.
And I think that's what's so good about being in that environment, is you are surrounded by people that believe in you. Yeah. You know, if you know, I remember like yourself, Kathy and Lorraine, on that last evening of the last PSI Basic that we done, you know, I was really, really wanting to sign up to the 7, and I had blocks, I had money blocks, you know, and I had to, you know, make a decision then to sign up for this course that I know will impact me and then impact everyone that I am serving. And every part of me wanted to go. But what was stopping me was the money mindset. And I remember running into the bathroom and breaking down and sobbing and crying. And then, you know, one of my friends came up to me and said, I'll lend you the deposit you can pay me back in 30 days. And I'm like, right, she'll lend me the deposit. And then Kathy's like, well, the rest of it's due like in a week's time. And I'm like, oh God, right, okay, I'll find a way. And I got committed, you know, I signed my name, and I thought, right, I'm going because this is bigger than me. And then what happened is, you know, we were working on goals, and my new goal now was to pay for size 7, the next course. And I'll never forget Lorraine, who I just met that weekend. I'd, you know, just met this woman. She grabbed me and she looked in my eyes and she was like, I believe in you. I've been on this course and I know it's going to transform you like massively. I'm going to lend you the money and you pay me back in installments. Get committed to that. And I just remember being speechless and crying. And then I think you grabbed me and said the same thing. It's like, come on, we believe in you. Now you must believe in you. And then Kathy, who like just is one of my idols, she then grabbed me, looked in my eyes and was like, we believe in you. Like, this is amazing. You totally deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
So to have that support from people when maybe you don't really believe in yourself so much is just fantastic. So like my heart is so open. I want to say a massive thank you to you for bringing this to the UK, to Europe, to the impact it's going to make. It's fantastic, and it's had a huge impact on me and my family and my friends and my community.
And you know something, Lynette? Like, I know what's coming up for you because you go in November on Life Success, don't you?
Yep. With Laura, who's just came on.
Oh, I just love Laura. I hope she's doing great. Hello, Laura.
Yes.
I cannot wait to see your journey next year. Your journey this year is incredible, and it's going to continue to be incredible. Next year is going to be, because it's just, I just can't wait. You're going to be, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to absolutely blow your mind because you're already almost there. I don't know what almost there is, but you're such an amazing human being that contributes on an incredible level that when you do this, it's just, you're going to be so up there, Lynette.
Amazing.
I cannot wait. And do you know the other thing I'm going to share actually? When I brought PSI Basic to Scotland for the very first time, the majority of people that were sat in that room was my network and Christy's. So Christy is the girl that actually got me onto PSI Basic. And she lives in Sweden. So the Swedes had came over, and then it was my friends as well. And the reason why people were in that room is because they saw the difference in me and Christy. That was the only reason they came to do it, because nobody knew what PSI seminars were. Nobody had heard of it. And we told them about it, but they said, when Kathy asked them, why are you here? 90% of them said, because I've seen the change in those ladies. So you cannot, you can't pay for that.
Yeah.
And I've seen the change in you since doing PSI, but when you do Life Success, another level. Another level.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah. You're so meant to do it.
Yes.
So
well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I've had so much fun with this. I will repost it so that anyone that's missed it tonight can watch it. But any last words before we leave?
No, that's all. That's all. I'm sorry I've taken up so much time. I love to talk.
No, don't say sorry. Like, it's been amazing. I've been crying and everything. I feel like an emotional roller coaster, but a really good one, you know. And it's funny because, you know, emotions are our gift as human beings, and we always trying to keep them in, but actually just let them out.
Yeah.
And share.
Yeah, we've just got to be, I love it as Brené Brown says, we've just got to be vulnerable. You know, let's be vulnerable and let's show people the real us. It's more powerful than anything, because that's when you can impact another human being, when they go, oh, right, okay, I am normal. I do cry at those things as well. I do have those same feelings. And, you know, the one last thing I will say is, if anybody does want to know more about the seminar or considering signing up to it, like, give me a phone, give Lynette a phone. I'm more than happy to speak to anybody about it and just check if it is the right thing for them. And the last thing I will say is it will affect and enhance your relationships. That's with yourself and with other people, your income, your business, your everything, your goals, your dreams, your health, your fitness. Like, what am I now? 44, healthiest and fittest I've ever been. Just like, it goes on and on and on and on and on. So people say to me, how do I know if it's the right seminar for me? I'll say to them, if you were to put your your life into like the wheel of life. For people that know about personal development, the wheel of life is different sections of your life: your health, your fitness, your financials, blah 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 blah. If you could say if you cannot say you're a 10 out of 10 for every one of them, you need the course. And if you can say you're a 10 out of 10 for all of them, but you don't believe you're contributing in the way that you should be, then you need the course. Because at the end of the day, we're here to contribute. And that's it. And there is a world out there that is screaming out for more people to contribute on a tiny level and on a massive level. But we have to start contributing more. There is absolutely no need for the disaster and the poverty that we see in this world. No need for it at all. We all need to be able to contribute that a little bit more, but we have to start with self.
Yep.
I'm going to stop talking.
Right, Susie, we'll round it up.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Sending you so much love, and I'll see you in October, but I'll speak to you before then.
Yeah, lots of love. Thank you so much.
Thank you to everyone for commenting, for love hearts, and for just sticking with us. Yeah, take care. Have a great evening.
Thanks so much, Lynette. Love you loads.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.